And there's a couple of guys going into this NFL season that I am really looking forward to watching. I'm sure you guys got a few as well. And there may be a team even. Would one of you, Justin, let me hear what I think you believe. I believe you have a breakout team. I'm curious.
Oh yeah. So if we're gonna start with my breakout team, as much as it pains me to say, I think the Miami Dolphins are gonna put on a show. I really think so. I think with their speed demons out there with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, I think they might have one of the most unguardable offenses in the league. New head coach coming from San Francisco, little Kyle Shanahan tree. I think Miami has a lot to be excited about, and rightfully so. They deserve it as a fan base.
They've been robbed for how many years?
Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. What do you think's gonna be better, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, or Waddle and Tyreek Hill? Because the Eagles also got Quez Watkins as that third guy. You got him too. Taking Miami? I'm taking Miami or Tyreek.
Yeah.
I'll take Miami.
Because
probably Miami. Even though I love me some A.J. Brown.
He was hurt last year.
Devonta Smith would have been great. Or is going to be great. Sorry, I was thinking about the New England Patriots drafting him that year, and it would have been great. But it didn't happen.
I've got a guy on the Bears at wide receiver that it's interesting. You guys may know him, former 5th round pick. Allen Robinson is gone. I'm looking at Darnell Mooney in year 3 to produce even more than he did last year. Last year, he led the team in yards, receptions, hit the 1,000 yards club. And when you look at the rest of that Bears receiving core, yeah, it's not very good to say the least. And I think as bad as the Bears will be this season, this is for them a tanking year. I think, to me, that they will be the worst team in football this upcoming season. And that's to be expected. They're basically trying to clean up that mess that Ryan Pace left the new regime. And it's going to take them 2 years at least to really climb out. Justin Fields is going to struggle, but I expect him to still be better. With Mooney, the expectation has been the number 1 now. And I think with the level of opportunity, the Bears are going to be down so often, they're going to be throwing the ball a good amount. And to me, as number 1 on that team, I wouldn't be surprised if he eclipses 1,250 yards. And he only had 4 touchdowns last year. This last year, he hit 1,000. I wouldn't be surprised if he has 8 or 9 touchdowns opposed to 4. And I think he could have 100 receptions because you look at the Bears' offense. You have David Montgomery. I'm sure he'll get a lot of touches. Cole Kmet, he could have a good year as a year 3 tight ends. You look at Velus Jones, Khalil Herbert at running back, Aquinius St. Brown from the Packers. I apologize for likely mispronouncing his name. It's not very good. I think we can all agree with the level of opportunity he's going to get. I believe him and Fields will work well together. I think that will be one thing the Bears will have. Like I said before, I think Cole Kmet could be really good with opportunity as well. But Darnell Mooney is one receiver I'm really looking forward to seeing. If you're a fantasy football guy, he may be good for you. I don't know. I'm kind of not a nerd at fantasy. I'm not very good at it. But he's one of those guys, man. He could be one of those ones. A Pro Bowler next season, I would not be surprised. He can get double-digit touchdowns, and I wouldn't be shocked.
The volume will definitely be there for him, so I think I agree with that one.
And there's one more. He's a Pittsburgh Steeler. He is a second-year player, former second-round pick, out of the University of Penn State. And his name is Pat Friarmuth. Let me tell you, this man can ball. And Steelers fans know that. I think we all know that. Last year, he had 7 touchdowns and 9 starts. And that's the thing. He only started 9 games last year. He played in 16. He dealt with 2 different concussions during the season. He was in and out those weeks, and he still appeared in plenty of games. He had a little bit over 400 yards. The one distinct difference this year for me will be the running game improving. And the Steelers' new quarterback, I think it'll be Mitch Trubisky in week 1. It's not going to be making throws down the field. Even if Kenny Pickett, let's say week 5, becomes the starter, the Steelers' offense is going to play within itself. They're going to focus on the way it was in 2019, running the ball, winning the game at the scrimmage and basically stand themselves up to run a little play action, which was something they couldn't do with Ben. And I think with Pat Friarmuth this year, getting a quarterback who can move out the pocket when a play breaks down and can get him the ball on third down for short yardage plays, he's going to be the second coming of Heath Miller. I think in the red zone, he's going to be an even bigger problem because the Steelers' offense is going to be better this year. I think you guys would agree with that. The O-line improved. Yeah, a little more dynamicism on the outside. And there's going to be so much pressure by Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool. I think the middle of the field is really going to open up for Pat to get a lot of volume there. And I think that's going to be a safety blanket and also a reliable thing they can go to when the play breaks down. He will be all reliable. I wouldn't be surprised with him healthy and the full-time starter, he develops as a run blocker, and he maybe gets himself 11 touchdowns in year 2. I don't think he'll have more than 800 or 900 yards. I think 750 is probably the range for him. But if he can get 80 catches, 750, 11 touchdowns, I think next year Pat Friarmuth can be one of the ones at the tight end position, a top 5 player. All the attention's going to go to Kyle Pitts, but let me tell you, man, he had more TDs, and this dude is a bona fide stud. With a new quarterback, people will see that this season. Watch him out. Watch him.
Mm-hmm. So for me, you guys did it so eloquently how you guys went into all that, your little soliloquies and whatnot. It was very good, very good. For me, I'm going to just give you, I'm going to change up my game plan. I was going to give you this guy first, but I'm just going to erase him. So I'm going to give you somebody that I can actually speak to 100%, that I truly 100% is going to be a breakout player and can be if given the opportunity. And when I say his name, you're going to understand why I say if given the opportunity, because of the offense he plays in and the style that they play. And it's for my hometown, New England Patriots. It's Kendrick Bourne. I mean, I know me and Justin had a conversation about a year ago before the season started. He was all in on Jacoby Myers and whatnot, and I was not in on Jacoby Myers. The receivers that we were bringing in, I was like, I don't believe in Nelson Aguilar. I think that was proven. I think I was proven right about that.
Yeah.
But one person that I did catch my eye, because when all those guys got signed, I started looking stuff up to get myself familiar, and Kendrick Bourne caught my eye. He really did. The agility, the way to get open, when he's got the ball in his hands, he could. What I describe him as is he's a playmaker. When the ball is in his hands, he makes a play. He's gonna do so, and I saw it countless times when Jones would throw him the ball, he would make a play. Jacoby Myers is more of a possession receiver. He's going to catch it. He's not really going to do anything with it. And I think that the no touchdown or one touchdown in his career shows that he's going to get his yard. He's going to get those 10-yard catches and then, get tackled and stuff. But Kendrick Bourne, with the ball in his hand in open space, can do some things. Justin can even speak to this. I know he saw it when Kendrick Bourne, man, that kid, he can ball. And I think he should be our number one. I think he's our number one talent-wise because, playmaker.
How do you feel with not Devontae Parker in the mix? How does that play with Kendrick Bourne's potential this upcoming season?
And that's exactly what I said about if he gets the opportunities, because we know how Bill is. We know it's every position is by committee. You're not really going to be a star unless you're the level of a Gronk, or you get the type of respect a Julian Edelman had. You know what I mean? In the more recent years. So for me, it's I hope he gets it. I hope Bill saw it. I mean, because I saw it, and I'm a layman's compared to Bill Belichick. I mean, I know nothing compared to him, so I hope he saw it. When that kid got the ball in his hand, made plays, man. And if he just got if he got the opportunity Jacoby Myers was getting, the numbers would have been much better. Touchdowns would have been higher. Yards would have been higher. Yards after catch would have been higher. He knows how to make plays. Devontae Parker, I don't believe in yet because it's just he hasn't been able to stay healthy. We haven't really seen him with a true quarterback, so we don't even really know his full potential. Maybe, but I have my eye on Kendrick Bourne. He's somebody who, when I'm watching on TV, I go, oh, he catches my eye. He jumps off my screen.
You know where Kendrick Bourne went to college?
No, somewhere in California or no?
Eastern
Or
Washington.
Eastern Washington.
You know who also went to Eastern Washington at the same time?
Ooh,
He is a Super Bowl MVP.
Super Bowl MVP. That's all I'm getting is he's a Super Bowl MVP.
One-time Pro Bowler.
One-time Pro Bowl. Joe Flacco?
No, Joe Flacco's Delaware.
He averaged 115 yards a game this last season.
Is it Jules? Is it Julian?
This last
No.
season, he averaged 115 yards a game.
Oh,
114.5.
yeah, my bad. That was stupid. I'm thinking of the Super Bowl MVP. You got me.
One-time Pro Bowler, one-time All-Pro.
He's got a
Cooper
Super Bowl
Kupp?
MVP?
Yeah, he went to Eastern
Okay,
Washington
okay.
with him.
Okay. Why didn't you just say it? Making me look stupid.
It's going to be a guessing game. This is
I
going on
said
TikTok.
Julian.
This is for TikTok, bro.
I was so stuck on Super Bowl
TikTok
MVP.
will
I
get
was
on
like,
me for that.
what?
That was
But
good.
listen,
that's pretty
Kendrick
cool.
Bourne is no joke though, man. He really
Not.
he stood out amongst the Patriots wide receiving core. I look back at that Dallas game when he torched Diggs going down the field. That stuck out. That was incredible. And the catch he made against Cleveland too.
Whew.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool one. I like Kendrick. I think that's
Yeah.
nice.
It all happens though if he gets the opportunities.
I also want to give a quick shout out to a Denver Bronco, Javonte Williams. Jerry Jeudy's another one people throw around being able to play off of Russell Wilson. And Jerry last year suffered injury early on. I think he only started in 4 games. And he had a very disappointing sophomore year. But when you're going from your number 3 being Drew Lock to your number 3 being Russell Wilson, there's a clear delineation. And you see what DK Metcalf was able to produce, Tyler Lockett. Those guys, when we compare them to Jerry Jeudy coming out, they didn't have that same level of hype. Now for Jeudy in year 3, healthy, he gets an off-season to work with Russ. I think that could be a big-time breakout player. Maybe gets 1,000 yards, 8 or 9 touchdowns. His route running and all that stuff could be on full display. And Javonte Williams, let me tell you, I'm a big Najee guy, but he was one of the biggest deals of the 2021 NFL Draft. His ability to break tackles, that dude is a stud. I think he could be a top 5 running back this season. I wouldn't be surprised if he's. We obviously got Jonathan Taylor, we got Henry, we got Dalvin Cook, McCaffrey, and Barkley will both be healthy. But Javonte's young, he's juiced up, he's got this quarterback now, and I think Russ is going to take so much pressure off of those talented players. Cortland Sutton's another one who suffered injury. There's a lot of talent there. And I think Denver could be a top 7 or 8 offense with all that he has to work with. They got a solid tight ends. Albert out. Oh, it's a tough one.
It's probably the toughest division in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I mean, don't sleep on the AFC North, man. But I mean, yeah, it is the toughest, I will admit. But one of those guys in the Broncos, whether it's Javonte or Jerry Jeudy, will definitely break out playing with a Hall of Fame quarterback.